Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning everyone.
Today we will presenting and interpreting craft, table, and chart. Okay, let's start guys.
Hello, I'm Ulfia. I will presenting the first material, that is line chart. The chart shows the demand of electricity in the winter and summer for a particular city. The line graph shows the demand of electricity in winter and summer for a particular city. Introduction. The graphs show how during the winter the demand for electricity is higher than in summer. Give an overview. If we carry out in-depth analysis, we can see during the nights in winter the units of electricity rise compared to all daily hour. Give the detail. On the other hand, the energy increase is notorious at half-day hours and night in summer. It is important to mention the main activities that electricity is used for our heating rooms and heating water that embrace more than half of electricity consumption. Additionally, there are other activities no less important that comprise the other half of electricity consumption. For example, the use of ovens, lighting, or vacuum cleaners. In conclusion, it makes sense that during the winter, the use of electricity is higher than in summer. The use of heating rooms and heating water could be the main reason for this result.
Hello, I'm Alifa and Rozalba. I will presenting the second material, that is pie chart, that shows the online sales for retail sectors in New Zealand in 2003 and 2013. So, let's start.
The pie charts illustrate the proportion of online sales for retail sectors for travel, film, music, books, and clothes in New Zealand into selected years. In general, travel, film, and music made up the largest proportion of the total online sales into selected years. The pie charts figure illustrate the proportion of 4 different online retail sales categories in New Zealand into different periods. It can be seen that the sales of film or music and books in the country had increased over the 10-year period, while travel and clothing sectors were in the opposite position. Overall, in 2003, it is apparent that 36% of the total sales were travel sector related, which was the major online sale of the year. However, in 2013, a drop of 7% resulted in the same sector, which became the second biggest portion of total online sales. The second major sector in 2003 was clothes, which accounted for 24% of overall sales. A decrease of 8% could be seen in clothes in 2013. Film and music made the third largest position of the overall sales in 2003, which in 21%, whereas in 2013 the figure rose to 33%, which successfully hit the highest sales. A relatively small portion of online sales was for books, as 19% in 2003, which was slightly lower than that in 2013, and to 22%. It is clear that between 2003 and 2013, the online sales of travel and clothing in New Zealand had dropped, while the sales of film and music and books had grown.
Hello, I am Eninda. I will presenting the third material, that is bar chart. Below show the number and men and women attending various evening courses at an adult education center in the year 2009. The bar chart depicts how many people attend drama, painting, sculpture, and language course at an educational facility in 2009. On the other hand, the bar chart illustrates how the participants were divided in 5 age groups. Firstly, the most striking feature is that the most popular lessons were language and painting. It can be noticed the language course had the highest number of participants that stood at 60, of which 20 were men, and the number of women was double. On the other hand, the least popular courses were drama and sculpture, which has a number of 30 and 15 participants, respectively. Interestingly, the number of women exceeded the number of men in all courses, except the sculpture course. Secondly, it is more that obvious from the pie chart that the evening courses were more appealing to adults above the age of 50. That age group was followed by the 40 until 49 and 30 until 39 age groups at 26% and 16% respectively. The least interested people attending evening lessons were those aged 20 until 29 and below 20. In conclusion, the language course was the most popular in contrast to the sculpture course, which was the least popular. Moreover, the number of women attending lessons far exceeded the number of men. Furthermore, adults older than 50 had the highest interest, while people under the age of 20 showed almost no interest in evening courses.
Hi, I am Kinanthi. I will presenting the last material that is table that shows consumer spending on different items in 5 different countries the 20 and 2 years. The table shows consumer spending on different items in 5 different countries in 2002. Illustrates the proportion of national expenditure in Ireland, Italy, Spain, Sweden, and Turkey on 3 types of consumer items in 2002. Overall, the category of consumer goods that all countries spent most on was food, drinks, and tobacco, which was 3 times higher than on the other types of goods. The lowest spending could be seen in the category of leisure and education in all 5 countries. The outlay of Turkey was generally higher than the other 4 countries. In terms of food, drinks, and tobacco, Turkey spent most of 32.14%. The expenditure of Ireland was also high at 28.91% compared to Sweden, which spent the last 15.77%. Spain and Italy spent 18.80% and 16.36% respectively. On the other hand, the lowest expenditure was on leisure and education, which accounted for under 5% in all countries. Turkey spent most on this item at just 4.35% of their national expenditure, which is around double that of Spain. Clothing and footwear was the third category of consumer goods, and outlays for those items were between 9% in Italy and 5.40% in Sweden. The national spending in this area for the remaining countries averaged around 9.5%.
Thanks for your attention.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.